Every person has their own story which they tell themselves that motivates how they're living. But if the premise of the story is based on fantasy, it leads to confusion and a repetition of how they don't want to live. In addition, the thoughts fortify this. Therefore, the personal insight is so incredibly important. It forms the knowledge that you know to be true, no matter what anybody else says, or when you yourself get stricken in moments of doubt. It creates a cornerstone which all thereafter correct us by. You live a story based on reality that dissolves you from the bad and delivers you unto the good, a perfect condition. How do I know this to be true? Because when I myself quit holding anything against myself, the desire to hold something against others disappeared too. This separated me from the bad and contained me in the good, that which comes from God. And I think that a lot of the times when you meet people, everybody has a story. It can be a story of how hard their job is. It can be a story of how much strife they lived through. It can be a story of how much they love everything. It can be a story about which schools they attended to, which friends they had, the parties they attended. Every person has this. And so you can see that they really live their life. They live their life through the perspective of a story that they feel relates to everything in their life. But what I really want to express is that it's really sometimes it's not a true story. In most cases, it's really based on fantasy, and so they really motivate what they are doing with false things, and this creates a discrepancy from reality. And in a lot of cases, they really justify treating themselves badly because they have these illusions of some things. Now, a very wise person once told me, doubt every thought that comes into their mind. And I think that if more people really doubted the narratives that their thoughts are feeding them with, I think that it will create that a little bit distance, so they wouldn't really live after exactly what their thoughts were telling them, or trying to escape from what the thoughts were telling them. So I really think it's an important insight to understand that you have to you want your story to be rooted in reality, and to know that it is rooted in reality, you need to know that it works. And that's really why I bring up this point, is that you have to have something that you know to be true, without the opinion of others coming in and disturbing that. Because if you really know it to be true, it's true no matter what anybody else thinks about it. And that's really what I mean to say, is that when I really stopped holding anything against myself, I really stopped holding anything against others too. And knowing that I can, that's like a foundation that I can build other things onto. And so I think that having these cornerstones that you base your life on, that you know that you know without a shadow of doubt is true, I think it's so important, because then you really have a foundation that you really can rest on. And I think that without having a solid foundation, you're really creating an unstable life. And it's it kind of speaks for itself that you really want everything working in your favor, and knowing what really is true from that which is not true. It's a blessing from God, and when He provides you with it, it's very good to hold on to it.